Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. So, Sprint ended their earnings call not too long ago. They reported their first quarter earnings. If you guys are new to the channel, Sprint is always a quarter behind AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, as those guys are reporting their second quarter earnings. So, the earnings call was very positive, of course. Sprint posted some good numbers. Now I'm comparing these numbers to Sprint's quarter last quarter and their quarter a year ago. I don't really want to compare them to the competition because the competition is far ahead. So Sprint's postpaid phone net additions of 87,000, the 12th consecutive quarter of postpaid phone net additions, which I think is really good. And Sprint said on the earnings call that this trend will continue going forward. Also, their prepaid net additions of 3,000 were the sixth consecutive quarter of net additions. Now, this number is not good, in my opinion, for the deals that they are offering on the prepaid side. They're just not marketing those deals, if you ask me. If you go into a Boost Mobile store, it's more of a word of mouth deal. Like, hey, we got this great offer, 4 lines, 120, 30 gigabytes hotspot, unlimited, and we don't charge tax. So that deal is really good. In my opinion, it's better and more attractive than what they're offering on the postpaid side, but they're just not marketing it on a larger scale. So next, their postpaid phone churn rate rose year over year for the seventh consecutive quarter. So Sprint is losing customers still, which most of you are aware of. There was a poll recently where 21.3% of Sprint's customer base said that they're already planning on switching to another carrier, Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. So that is definitely not a good sign for Sprint. And also their wireless quarterly capex rose above $1 billion for the first time in 11 quarters. So although Sprint is still behind, but they are not shy of spending money. They spent over $1 billion in this quarter. So on that end, they're doing good on the upgrades, which leads me to my next post. Sprint has their very first massive MIMO radio live in Brooklyn. It's on the rooftop, and this is a good sign. Sprint is moving forward with the massive MIMO rollout. Now, in my opinion, this is not going to be super widespread as this does cost a lot of money, but we're going to start seeing these pop up in a lot of places. And where these are live, Sprint has seen a 300% increase in capacity, which in return leads to much faster speeds on the consumer end. So that is a really good sign that Sprint is trying to make the network better in case the merger falls through. Next, thousands of tri-band upgrades. So Sprint is at 66% complete with 2.5 within their network grid. So they still have a lot more to go, but they're getting closer every quarter. More than 260,000 Sprint Magic boxes now distributed. So they're getting rid of them. They're going into homes, businesses. So that's a good sign. More than 15,000 outdoor small cells now deployed. So these are going up very quick. Now, one thing that I want to point out that was talked about on the earnings call, that once the merger goes through, if it goes through, of course, they need a cable license to deploy the small cells a lot faster. They're planning on doing around 50,000 small cells, so a cable license would help. So I'm thinking they're talking about merging with a cable company, and Charter was brought up recently as a rumor. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And then again, deploying massive MIMO for the first half 2019 for the 5G launch. So those massive MIMO sites are already going up. I don't think an additional panel is needed for 5G. I think it's just a flip of a switch. So the LTE massive MIMO that's already up now, that you guys just saw, I think that one is already capable of handling the 5G when they are ready to launch it. And then next, Sprint had a 87% growth year over year on their network speeds. So they went from 20.5 megabits per second to 38.4 megabits per second. This was reported by PC Magazine. Now, I want to say PC Magazine is not testing all over the nation, so keep that in mind. Take this with a grain of salt. They could have only tested like 4 or 5 regions where Sprint really improved the network and added this massive MIMO and added tons and tons of 2.5 upgrades. So I want to say this is not necessarily an accurate national average, but PC Magazine did report that Sprint had the most improved network year over year. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Later on tonight, T-Mobile's earnings call. I'm looking forward to that. I was on Sprint's earnings call earlier. Lots of positive news from there. Their network is now the best that it's ever been for Sprint. That is definitely a positive sign in my opinion. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload content. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.